Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play West of Loathing. In the previous episode, we helped Roy Bean recover his jelly bean collection. And you may notice that we're in Brentwood. Well, that's because I've already tried recording an episode, but for some odd reason, OBS Studio didn't record. So what happened was we headed to the petting cemetery, returned the 2 skeletons we had, and helped them get a buffalo one. Then we headed to Brentwood to try and take care of their problems. The first one I took care of was their soup kitchen problem, which required heading to soup stock load, fixing up an elevator, which you need to turn bolt 3 4 times, bolt 5 2 times, and bolt 7 6 times. Once I took care of that, because, well, I needed to head there to get a specific mask that we needed, I took care of the Ghostwood logging permit, which required just running back and forth in Ghostwood to get the permit. Then slept for 3 days at Dirtwater, headed to the Lazy A Dude Ranch to get our cow's bane, and took care of some business at Fort Treason, which opened up a vault or a cellar or whatever at Alexandria Ranch, which allowed us to get several perks, one of which was Dirty Poker. The others were Expert Silversmith, Percussive Maintenance, Vainglorious. I also finally got the last of my Snake Oiler skills, and I can't remember what else. But for now, because I need to record another video, we're going to be taking care of Brentwood's mail problems. Which, let's see, did I take care of the guy in the... Yeah, we took care of the guy in Buttery Biscuit. Just making sure. Which requires us to head to the bunkhouse and talk to this guy. This guy seems to be very focused on his beard growing. Howdy, are you Reginald? Who the focacia are you? Name's Talia Hunt. The mayor's got me investigating some missing mail. Said you could give me a line on where to start looking. Oh, yeah, alright. I gave up being a mailman a couple years ago, but I doubt they've changed the system much. All the mail headed here used to go through a way station just southwest of here. Mark it on your map. And while we're here, we should also talk to this guy. Howdy, Halbert. Howdy, Talia. You managed to get a picture of that owl skeleton yet? Sure did. Here you go. Great. Now we'll look at that. What a beaut. Well, thank you, Talia. I ain't got anything for a reward, but I imagine you'll get some experience points out of it. Way to break the 4th wall, Halbert. So you don't have enough for... No, not enough for max level safe cracking. Alright, let's head to this postal way station. Let's see. Crack of a rifle. Buzzes past your ears. I call bullets lead bees sometimes. Off at the distance, you see a skeleton with a rifle. Looks like he's lining up another shot. Dodging and weaving, ducking behind rocks and trees and so forth, you make your way up to where the skeleton is lying and take his rifle away. Hiss. You can have it back when you've proven yourself a little more responsible. You'll shoot someone's eye out, or at least your own, twice, which may have already happened as far as I know. The skeleton trudges away glumly. Check out the rifle. The rifle is basically junk, but the skeleton's antique rangefinder seems useful. I still prefer my large plush cat. Well, while you're in there, see if you can get them to stop bringing me knitting catalogs. Knitting catalogs? I must have ended up on some damn fool list. Never knitted a day in my life. Weird. Yeah, that seems to happen. Postal service property. No trespassing. Let's trespass. You don't even want to know what bureaucratic processes were involved in the placement of this outhouse. Old newspapers, letter to Roy Bean. Blank postcard. And there's an article about how they had to change the name of Boot Hill Cemetery to Reboot Hill Cemetery because of all the skeletons in there coming back to life. Huh. Cabinet is full of maps, but you have no idea what any of them mean. Maybe you could ask about it at the post office in Dirtwater. Yeah, why not? Big map of the whole region with lots of confusing little annotations on it. Huh. Oh well, let's head for Dirtwater, but while we're on the way, let's stop at the professor's house, because he can tell us about ley lines, which, why I didn't do that the last time, oh well. Ooh, a bunch of rattlers. Time for a little shooting, Annie. Got all but one. I mean, it did say it was random. Oh no, 5 poison damage. Whatever shall I pistol? You know anything about ley lines? I don't hold much with that mystical mumbo-jumbo. It's very unscientific, but it does come up in my research from time to time, so I can give you a basic overview. He draws some curved, intersecting lines on a piece of paper and explains how they relate to local geography and so-called mystical forces. Most of it goes over your head, but you think you got the basics. Thanks. Ley line diagram. Diagram is surprisingly comprehensible. You stick it in your Necromancer journal. You open your Necromancer journal and examine the information you've collected so far. The robe receipt you found has let you determine that the Necromancer's lair west of the mountains, right? Using your ley line diagram, you narrow the location of the Necromancer's lair down to a handful of possible locations based on the unseen currents of energy that riddle the land. You found a cryptic note about Hellcow energy. The Necromancer's lair must be near that crazy portal you found at Hellstrom Ranch. You found Discipline slip that mentions dangerous mushrooms. It is said there's a patch of Mortis ortiatus ostriatus near the lair. Death oysters. They only grow in a narrow band between the big canyon and the mountains. You've got it! You've finally got enough information to pinpoint the precise location of the Necromancer's lair. Huzzah! You found a note with the magic word required to enter the tower. Abracadaver. You know what? We were helping Breadwood's problems, but... well... I think it's time we take down the Necromancer. After we've talked to the post office guy in Dirtwater. Howdy, I need some help tracking down some missing mail. How do you mean? A mail delivery went missing on the way to Breadwood, and I'm hunting it on behalf of the mayor. The local mail station has a bunch of route maps, but I don't know which one I need. Well, that information ain't exactly secret, but I ain't supposed to just give it out either. The delivery going missing is bad news, though. I suppose it's alright just this once. Wait here a sec. Thanks. After a couple of minutes, she comes back with a sheet of notepaper. Okay, so each map has a code number on it, you see? Based on region and direction of travel. She explains how to work out the code you need and gives you the cheat sheet for reference. Thanks. And let's send out this postcard for good measure. Okay. It's time to take on the Necromancer's Tower. Fort Memoriam. We'll take care of that later, if there's time left over. Well, Doc, it's time to sort this Necromancer out once and for all. Are you ready for this? I'm taking a break from my Hippocratic Oath for a spell. Alice cocks her shotgun. Let's go do some harm. I've actually heard that do no harm isn't actually anywhere in the Hippocratic Oath, but what do I know? I'm not a doctor. Skull above the door screams, "Password? Abracadaver." What's this? Some strange, undecipherable runes. Found a blood. Nothing weird about that. Yeah, I ain't drinking it. You're definitely not getting past these guys without a fight. Well then, let's do this. Time for a little strong medicine. Because I'm not powerful enough. And time for some shooting at you. Took out a good chunk of them. Alice is going to get a lot of use out of her bone saw this episode. Or this area, I should say. Yeah. Whiff all you want. Ain't gonna do you no good. Nah. Oh well, I can get the ones in the back with Alice. Now, if I didn't have Alice and the shoot nanny, I'd probably have sped up the fight. Because I did this with a cowpuncher, and it took forever. Hey. You single-handedly defeated all 8 of those skeletons. Hey, sorry, I mean you single-handedly defeated all 9 of those skeletons. Right. More indecipherable runes. Well, there's a big old pillar of skulls blocking your path. There was bound to be one of these in here somewhere. Excuse me, fellas, I need to get past here. The skulls hiss and chitter and giggle at you. So that's a no, then. Time to hornswoggle it. Well, I suppose you all think you're real clever to block my path, but I've got a trick up my sleeve. You casually walk around the pillar of skulls and stand on the other side of it. Ha! Guess you should have been a wall of skulls if you wanted to stop me. Dismayed by your mastery of the third dimension, the skulls scuttle / roll away and hide in the walls. Take that. Thump and smash, huh? These 2 skeletons have the names written on their foreheads so they won't forget them. Actually, wait. Maybe they have each other's one's names? That wouldn't surprise me. Take this big lumbering guy down, and just bonesaw this one. Then we head up here to the Necromancer. Now, if you've discovered or read enough of the Nex-Mex books, you can actually absorb his power, get the Necromancer crown, but if Doc Alice is in your party, she will leave. You approach the throne and the withered husk sitting on it. Unbelievable. All that killing, all that horror, and this is what's behind it? He tries to speak to you, but all that comes out is dust. Destroy him. Doc, you want to do the honors? My pleasure. She racks her shotgun and gives the wretched mummy both barrels. It explodes into dust, which dissipates with a sad whisper. Eat that, you old bastard. That's for Elliot. How's it feel? Better. Much better. So, now what? What do you mean? Well, that's what you came to do. Are you headed back to Boring Springs? Oh, nah. You ain't getting rid of me that easily. You're my only patient, and you're under doctor's orders till we get to wherever you're headed. Glad to hear it, Doc. Come on, let's get out of this nightmare. Yeah, and out of that loud music. Alright, back to trespassing. You follow the map, and along the route to Breadwood, you find a suspicious-looking house. Chuck's house. Let's check the place out. Something about this house makes you suspicious. You can't quite put your finger on it. The place looks perfectly normal, after all. But you can't shake the feeling that there's something very wrong going on here. Yeah, maybe you're just paranoid. I'm sure I am. Something's creepy about this place, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Too quiet? Yeah, maybe. You approach the door hesitantly. You could be getting yourself into a real bad situation. What's this? Unmarked. There's no name on it. Oh well. You knock on the door. A voice inside calls out, "Come in, it's open." It's always open. The door creaks open and you step inside the house. The interior is an absolute nightmare. The walls are covered with rusty chains and hooks, as well as a variety of wicked-looking knives and shears. A man of indeterminate age and slightly hunched posture grins widely as you enter, his eyes gleaming. He's standing near a large puddle of blood on the floor. Hello, my name is Chuck. Welcome to my little blood and breakfast. Your what? Blood and breakfast. Oh, sorry, I have a lisp. A lisp? Yeah, it makes load sound like load. And bead and breakfast. I see. People also tell me I emphasize words oddly, but I don't get that at all. Uh-huh. There's a large collection of steel chains and hooks, as well as knives, shears, and other bladed implements. Everything is covered with rust, or possibly dried blood, or possibly both. Aha, you've noticed my collection. Yeah, it's a bit dramatic. It all belonged to my father, and his father before him. They were butchers. And you? Haha. I do a little, but not professionally. I broke with family tradition to run my little blood and breakfast. There's a lot of blood on the floor here. I can't help but notice you have a giant pool of blood on your floor. Blood? Oh, no. I can see why you might think that, as this certainly is blood-like blood. Okay, but this is a tomato soup. Tomato soup? Yes, I spilled my lunch. Very clumsy of me. I was just getting started cleaning it up when you arrived. I see. Let's talk to Chuck a little more. Excuse me. Yes, how can I help you? You said you're running a bed and breakfast here? Yes, that's what I slewed, yes. What's on the menu? Homemade sausages and tomato soup. I also have a special tea blend. It's a real knockout. What kind of sausages? Long pork sausages. My grandfather owns recipe. My grandfather's own recipe. Did you just say long pork? That's right. I make them longer than regular pork sausages. They're more filling that way. This is puzzling and uncomfortable for many different reasons. Mentioned a special tea blend? Yes, a special herbal blend that puts my guests right to sleep. It's very effective. Huh. Has a mailman been by recently? Why, yes, my last guest was a mailman. Such a nice fellow. It's a shame he's no longer with us. I hope you just mean that he left. I like to think he'll always be here, in spirit. Can I have a look at the guest room? It's in the cellar, but I'm afraid it's unbelievable at the moment. My last guest has only just checked out, and I still need to clean up the mess. Oh. Take a closer look. There's nothing very unusual, but you do notice 2 jars of tea leaves labeled Sleepy Time and Earl Grape. Let's switch them. Chuck doesn't seem to have noticed. Let's see. It's on the menu. Special tea blend. Huh. Oh, that reminds me. I left the kettle on. The water should be boiled by now. Would you care for a cup of tea? No thanks. I'm good. Chuck pours himself a cup of tea and sips at it while staring at you. After a bit, he starts to look drowsy. Oh my, I'm coming over all sleepy. Perhaps I should get my hood down for a few minutes. It has been a long day. Please excuse me. Sure. This door leads to Chuck's bedroom, or perhaps bedroom. Enter. Going through Chuck's drawers seems like maybe not a good idea. There is a key on top of the dresser, though. Yoicks! Yoicks indeed. I'm just gonna leave him be. It doesn't look nearly as horrific down here as you expected, unless you're particularly horrified of an unmade bed. There's the missing bag of mail. Ooh, snake oiler, locks on how to pick them, frightening topics on Necromancer. I mean, I've already got this. Let's see, modern snake oiler. You've already learned all of the techniques in this magazine. You do manage to pick up a few tips and tricks from the letters to the editor, though, so it's not a complete waste. You hide the magazine under a log in the woods. Maybe some child will find it and become a snake oiler in the future. That'd be great. Ooh, a blank postcard. We can't actually send a second one, though. Nothing else. As you're climbing out of the cellar, a mailman approaches you. Oh man, thank goodness, you found my mail. This mailbag is yours? Yeah, I've been stressed out lately, so I took a day off and rented a room here for a sort of mini vacation. Chuck's a great guy. A little weird, I guess, but a real personable. And his cooking is great. The tomato soup and those great big sausages. His tea did wonders for my insomnia, too. It did seem pretty effective. Anyway, I forgot my mailbag and wasn't sure where I left it, so I've been retracing my steps for ages. Thanks for finding it. Sure, no problem. Here you go. The mailman walks away with the bag over his shoulder, whistling a cheerful tune. Well, that's sorted, I guess. I bet you all thought he was a cannibal who killed his guests. Well, shame on you. Oh well, back to Breadwood. Let's see, too bad you don't have a forked lightning rod with you. Wait, that wouldn't work at all, would it? Huh? That made no sense. Oh well, not gonna say no to some more snake parts. Any sign of the missing mail? Yep, found the missing mailman too. He's on his way to deliver it. Excellent. I hope there's a new issue of Mayor's Monthly. Sounds informative. Let's see, let's take care of the overdue books. Our library's only got 4 books, so it's serious business when someone doesn't return one. Our records say it was loaned out to a lady named Alexandria. That was a couple of mayors ago, so I don't know her, but we've got an address. Yeah, this one's gonna be easy. Thankfully, it wasn't that we had to go and go into the bottom, or go into the cellar for this. Goblins stand off to one side of the trail, just staring up at the sky. They don't even seem to notice you approaching. Yeah. Hello? Oh, hello. Hi. What you two doing? The moon, I am looking at it. Neither moon is out right now, nothing being up there. I am happy to waiting. The moon's wont to coming for hours, you two waiting this long? Yes, yes, moon so big, so bright, so big, to waiting and seeing. You very to liking of moons, huh? Yes, yes, very to looking, I to collecting rocks of them. Goblin takes a bunch of pebbles out of its rocks to show you. They could be moon rocks for all you know. Once the goblin is distracted looking up at the sky again, you pick up a few random pebbles from the ground. Oh, hello. I am just remembering. Moon rocks I'm having too. Are you liking to buy them? Ooh, yes, yes. These moon rocks are different look. These moon rocks are a different look having. Yes, rare, limited edition type. Nice, I am buying. Sucker. Let's see. No, not on here. Here it is. Overdue Breadwood book. The half-burned library book represents 12.5% of the total stock of the Breadwood Public Library. Right. Ooh, El Vibrato. Ooh, El Vibrato teleporter. Relocates El Vibrato constructs to elsewhere. Basically, it means you can just get rid of them. Were you able to find that missing library book? Well, half of it. Well, that's a real bagel biter. Oh well, everyone mostly skipped the words and just looked at the pictures anyway, and mostly just the bottom half of the pictures, so that's alright. At least the captions are still there, I guess. Let's see, don't want to do the stolen yeast yet. Wait, was it the stolen yeast or the missing bread? No, yeah, it's stolen yeast we don't want to do yet. You know what? Let's take care of the skeleton raids. There's a military cemetery not far from here, and I figure something must have happened to the caretaker because the military skeletons keep wandering out this way and causing a ruckus. Alright, let's check it out. Where? Ah, there it is. And not now, thanks. Not really anything I want to buy from you anyways. Looks like a whole lot of graves over there. I'll go look for clues. Yeah, good idea. See if anything jumps out at you. I can never tell whether you're cracking a joke or not. Let's see, a shovel, don't need it. Caretaker's shanty. You poke around in the shed, the caretaker appears to have been shirking his duties for quite a while, judging by the dust and cobwebs. Looks like the mayor was right about him having wandered off. Guess you're gonna have to fetch him back here to do his job. Let's see, singular shovel, don't need it. Look under the chair. Guy has a year's worth of lint and food crumbs underneath it. Gross. Desk? It's covered with old paint, spattered newspapers, and features a large collection of tiny jars of paint, as well as a jar of fine-tipped brushes, a can of thinner, and a stack of history books. Check out the flyers. Military Reenactment Enthusiast Society. Apparently they meet regularly at Fort Memoriam. Oh, what do you know? Good thing we already know about the place. Let's see, El Vibrato. Yeah, robot. Take it out. I hear voices in there, but they don't sound like soldiers. There's something familiar about those voices. Oh, I know. What? They sound just like my little brother. You don't say. It's not actually our little brother here. Yep, I was right. A fort full of nerds. Looks like they're planning some sort of military operation, though. Nah, only in their imaginations. That's just a complicated board game. Huh. Checkers not good enough these days? The arguments you get into over checkers are not nearly elaborate enough for these guys. Ooh, the West Pole. Perfect. Anything else? Nope. Help yourself if you want some candy. Sure, why not? Oops, didn't actually want to go in here. This guy doesn't seem interested in the game. He's just noodling around on his guitar. Hey, what's up? Want on into the game? Nah, I mean, I like games. That's why I hang out with these guys, but I've gotten bored of these strategy war games. I want something different. Like what? Well, I like playing guitar, so I was thinking some kind of guitar game where you pretend you're in a band and you have to hit the right chords. That sounds hard if you don't already know how to play guitar. Yeah, I thought about making a real-life simplified version of a guitar, but then it wouldn't be much fun for me. I have an idea. Instead of pretending to play in a band, why don't you join an actual band and play guitar for real? I know a place that's looking for talent. Huh. Put my guitar skills to actual use? That's not a bad idea. Okay, cool. It's the Dual Saloon in Dirtwater. Tell them I sent you. Thanks a bunch. I'm headed out right now. Godspeed, guitar man. Hold on, I need a drink. I also need to pull up a guide for this, because I need to win these games. Okay, let's talk to them. Hi, I'm Talia. Hey, I'm Melvin. What's this game you're playing? Oh, you probably aren't familiar with this type of board game. It's a very specialized form of entertainment. What I mean is you seem to be using Flintlock 4000 rules, but my brother said didn't have cows. Oh, well, yeah. We had to mod them in ourselves. Cool, huh? Can I play? Well, the rules are pretty complex. I don't think the others will want to stop to play a teaching game. I already know it. My brother used to bug me to play him all the time so we could test his strategies. Then great, yeah. We're short a player on the cow side. Step up to the table and grab some dice. Alrighty. Let's go the Battle of Cow Ridge. What you do it? Hold on. Sorry about that. Someone at my door. Forgot to turn the sign around. But anyways, when you play as this, you are playing as the Overmind. You got some allies, and you got to take care of all these guys. Let's see. First things first. Hell Missile the top army grunt. Let's see, where is it? Ah. Then you want to Hell Raise the Steer and Hellbolt the medic. After that, Hellbolt the medic again, and then Hellbolt the last grunt. Alright, let's keep playing. This time, Hell Missile the sniper, which is, I believe, this guy. Now, thankfully, we do have this Necromancer right here who raises our AP every turn, though he will die the first time around. Let's see, after that, we Hellbolt the medic, and then Hellbolt the grunt. Wait, was I looking at the right one? Yeah, well, I am. That almost killed us. Alright, let's keep going. Lobber's Battle. Let's see, Hell Raise the Steer and then Hell Missile the top or bottom grunt. Don't bother with the middle ones. Hell Heal yourself, and then Hellbolt the grunt that you didn't attack. Going. Let's Hell Heal ourselves just to be safe. then Hellbolt this guy. That's another battle won. And lastly, the early skirmish. Let's see. We'll Hell Missile the top grunt. And thanks to these Necromancers, we'll be getting our AP back, which allows us to Hell Missile another one. Perfect, he didn't attack the other Necromancer. Let's see. Alright, Hell Missile this guy. Then we want to Hell Self-Heal. And start Hell Bolting. And now that we have a Hell Missile, taking this guy out. That's it. Now, here's the thing. We really have to do this if we want to get all the towns in dirt water. Wow, you're really good at this game. Getting good was the only way to keep my little brother from lording it over me all the time. I feel like we should give you some kind of prize. I've got some leftover guns from when I was gluing the figurines together. Want them? Sure, thanks. Alright, let's leave while we're ahead. I believe this guy is meant to be the caretaker. Hi, I'm Talia. Howdy, I'm Ernie. You as a cemetery caretaker? Not really. I'm an emergency telegraph operator. Doesn't that mean you should be at your listening post? It's alright. I've got my portable. Okay, wait, was it this guy? Are you the cemetery caretaker? Yeah, that's me. Did one of the other guys tell you? I try to keep it hush because people assume you're a weirdo if you work in a graveyard. I'm actually here to tell you to get back to work because skeletons are wandering out of the place and causing trouble for the neighbors. Ah, nuts. Alright, well, look, I'm on a real winning streak here, and I'll go back once it's over, okay? Yeah, looks like I broke your winning streak. Yeah, dang it, I guess you did. GG. Hey guys, I gotta get back to work. I'll catch you next week. The other guys reply with a chorus of "see-yas" as he leaves. Good. Alright, we're out of time, but let's head back to Breadwood to take care of this. Just to finish this little thing off. Did you sort out that trouble at the cemetery? Yep, caretaker's back on duty. Well, that's certainly good to hear. Those skeletons were a real nuisance. They sure have a way of getting under your skin. And we're not taking the yeast yet, because we need to do something else before we can do that. At least in my case. The Baker boys cleaned our bank right out, and that's not a bit fabulous if you'd ask me. Fortunately, they haven't been too secretive about the location of their hideout. Can you get our bread back? I mean, the place is called Breadwood. We have to have some bread. Right, I'll be right back. But I'll be taking care of that in the next episode. So, if you guys like what you see, please leave a like, subscribe for future content, and I'll see you in the next episode.